Welcome to the Dusty Muffins, where menopause meets sisterhood and strength. We're three menopause specialists coming together to laugh, share, and empower you through the wild ride of menopause and perimenopause. Whether you're curious, confused, or just looking for real talk, you're in the right place. We're here to answer your burning questions, educate, and advocate, all with a dash of humour and a lot of heart. So pull up a chair and join the conversation. Before we dive in, please remember, while we're doctors, we're not your doctors. This podcast is for educational purposes only and is not a substitute for medical advice. We encourage you to partner with your own medical clinician to address your unique health needs. This is the Dusty Muffins.
I'm Dr. Rebbecca Hertel. I'm a board-certified osteopathic family medicine physician and a Menopause Society certified practitioner. I have a private telemedicine practice, and I see patients in several different states.
I am Dr. Aoife O'Sullivan, a board-certified family physician and Menopause Society certified practitioner, and I see patients through my telemedicine practice here in Oregon and Washington.
I'm Dr. Hart Kress, a board-certified women's health nurse practitioner and menopause certified practitioner, and I see patients via telemedicine in several states as well. This one is different, Muffin Nation. We've brought our husbands on the mic. They've lived the menopause transition alongside us, and not just as our partners, but as men who hear us talk about hormones all day long. Today, we're asking them what it's really like, what they've learned, and what they want other men to know. And today, I have my husband, Andrew, with me.
Hi, my name's Aaron, and I've been married to Rebbecca for 12 years now.
Hey, my name's Dave. I've been married to Aoife for 18 years. We've been together for a bit over 20. I'm a physician as well, but embarrassingly knew almost nothing about menopause before all this journey started. So looking forward to learning more today.
You see this dynamic, right?
I'm Andrew. I've been married to Christine for 31 years. I didn't know anything about it either, but I'm well versed since I've heard God knows how many podcasts, whatever else.
Who was the most worried about joining today?
Probably me.
Who took notes in order to join today?
I just didn't want
You
to
did
mess.
write notes.
I didn't take any notes, but I also didn't see these prompts for a while.
We
It's
can
nice
always
to
count on Rebbecca to make sure we're ready.
Oh, I know. I
Good.
need an outline to stay on track, because otherwise we'll just bullshit through the whole time, and then an hour or 40 minutes gone by and we're like, okay, I guess we should probably get started. Did you think that maybe you'd say the wrong thing? Is that why you took notes?
Yes, that's the only reason I took notes. And I'm still going to say the wrong thing because my notes are down there. And this.
Did any of you realize before your partners that menopause was in the house?
The wife just went crazy for a while.
Yeah. What do you mean? What types of things did you notice?
Well, she quit a job and I don't know, just got all emotional or whatever and was just spiraling, I guess. And then I made a recommendation one day that she should go back to being a nurse practitioner. And I got, I'm not going back to being a freaking nurse practitioner, Drew. And then look at here we are now, right? So
I've never heard Christine talk like that before.
yeah, ask her how much she likes soup. She'll tell you, I don't want to be part of this soup agenda. So
I think that was when menopause started, when I was sick. And he loves soup. I hate soup. And he kept pushing that damn soup on me. And I was just I think the moment where he was like, there's something wrong with her.
Yeah. Then she doesn't like soup.
Yeah.
Who doesn't like soup?
I think there were some other variables involved here, but I realized that there was something going on when I surprised Rebbecca with a puppy. Surprised Rebbecca with a puppy for the family, and she just lost her mind. And I'm like, wow, that's really overreaction for getting a puppy. And the puppy ended up destroying every box that was delivered to our house. So it was like a repetitive explosion every time the dog would do something. And every other week we're getting rid of the dog, and then we're getting divorced. And then, so from that, I learned, number one, no more surprises for my wife. She just has to live life without any surprises from me. Now that dog is 8-9 years old, and
He's still here.
He's the best dog in our house, and he's amazing. So just like Andrew, I was right on the dog.
Well, he was coming at the time that so was our baby. So it was a newborn baby and a new puppy. I'll give you that.
That's funny that you say that, because that reminded me of the Jim Gaffigan joke.
Oh, yeah.
People asked him what was it like having a fifth baby, and he said, well, imagine being in the ocean and you're with your 4 kids and you're all drowning and someone throws you a fifth kid.
Yes.
And that's what Aaron did with the puppy.
Yes, that is exactly right.
The 8th. For them, it would have been the 8th kid.
Oh, no.
Yes, 550th child.
On
No
top
doubt.
of you being postpartum and perimenopause slamming right together.
Yeah, and we talked a lot about that, right? That's kind of a lot of what some of our OBGYN colleagues were talking about is these, women who are having babies later in life, they're also getting hit not only with postpartum, but perimenopause and that. Yeah, I didn't know, I had zero idea what that was because, I didn't have it with any of the other ones, but Jackson was definitely an experience in that postpartum perimenopause whole thing.
And not to interrupt you, but the eggs. We actually got to see the eggs where there were very
cool.
few viable eggs or embryos when we were doing the IVF. And right then we're like, something's wrong. You were like, something's wrong. It shouldn't be this few. There was like 2 or 3.
Yeah,
good
they
ones.
weren't good. So it was kind of cool to actually like see that. Not many people are, able to do that. So we could actually not only see that we're going through it, but then to actually see that the quality of eggs was very, very poor. They were chromosomally abnormal. We probably only had a handful that were genetically normal. So scientifically, it was really cool to see, but an eye opener.
Yeah, well, speaking of scientifically, I guess I had a bit of a different experience than Drew and Aaron, that there wasn't kind of a moment of kind of things going crazy, but there was a lot of these physical symptoms that as a doctor, I was always going down, oh, this must be X or this must be Y. And then it wouldn't kind of behave like you would expect. Oh, I got these joint pains, or I've got this fatigue, or my sleep pattern has changed. And then, I didn't put it together. I don't think Aoife put it together early on, but then a lot of anxiety and a lot of kind of worry about kind of performance at work and complex tasks. And she was used to being on top of everything and kind of working hard, managing a house, moving states. And that was all fine. But then it just kind of deteriorated where she was just getting more and more frustrated with the stuff she could always do, and kind of word finding, memory, focus. And, it's very worrying because, you always worry about, oh, what's the worst case scenario here? And we didn't put it together. This was all perimenopause for a long time. And
so what did you diagnose her
with,
Dave?
Yeah, I was just
Dave, what did you diagnose with?
A long list.
Yeah.
I'm a cancer specialist, so my mind goes there, which is terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So you were in a house trying to like diagnose, fix, try and, do all these. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my default condition, which is not helpful for Aoife most of the time. Like, oh, there's a problem. Let me fix that for you. And I was like, no, that's not what we need right now. So, so I think I probably ended up taking on more of the kind of physical stuff. Or I'll do more laundry, or I'll be kind of more attentive and kind of clean up. And Aoife's at home with the kids a lot, working part-time, but trying to manage the young kids in school. And, let me do some more of the after school stuff and adjust my schedule a little bit. But it felt very inadequate even trying to do those things because we weren't kind of getting to the crux of the problems.
I definitely thought I had some terminal cancer. That's what it felt like. I mean, to, prepare breakfast and then have to go and lie on the couch, and eat lunch and go and lie on the couch, and prepare dinner and go and lie on the couch. Like, I would leave everyone else at the table and go across and lie on the couch because I couldn't.
You had a lot of muscular skeletal stuff.
That
in the
was
beginning.
I had loads of muscular, but this was fatigue, like absolute fatigue. And I, just lying on the couch, I'd be trying to figure things out. Why can't I remember words? Why can I look in my friend's face, not remember her name? And so I presumed I had some type of brain cancer, maybe, or brain disease. And that was when Instagram started sending me videos from menopause specialists, thankfully, or else I have friends who have gone with those symptoms to their doctor, and they have MRIs, they have neurology appointments, and all they need are some hormones for most of them. But nobody knows it. And so they go through all that expensive, scary testing. And then at the end of it are told, we can't find anything wrong, you're okay. But they still have to live like that.
You're just crazy.
Yeah.
And it's scary when you're high functioning, right? You're a high functioning professional person. And then, and I think all three of us have talked about often that, the brain fog and the word finding. I was having migraines with aura more often, like almost every day, and vertigo. And so that's where my head went to and that was later, right before I got on any type of hormone therapy. I was having all that. And I don't even know that I talked to you a whole lot about it, except for a few times you had to come over and try to fix the vertigo. But that's when I got really scared, was waking up with headaches and the vertigo. And I thought the same thing. And then you're scared to go find it because what do I tell my children? What do I tell my husband? But it's fascinating, the brain fog and the word finding, if you've never had it before. It is scary and fascinating at the same time, because just did you experience some of that too?
I was just thinking about it. I was thinking, one, I think the dangers of you all being in primary care and family practice and in medicine, you all go to like completely different things than I do.
We were dead. Aoife and I were dead for sure.
Right. Women's health, I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I really just thought I was aging, because my biggest symptom was my hip pain. And I would get up on the couch and literally have to ask my right hip, it was always my right hip, if it was going to follow my left leg or if they were going to stay behind. And so I really just thought I was aging. And then, that time when I quit my job, I really just thought I had a horrible boss and a really, really, really stressed at the tail end of COVID in a hospital. And so I just didn't think about it. But then Mary Claire Haver spoke to my feed and came through on YouTube, and I was having a conversation with a patient. She kept talking about perimenopause, and I'm like, who is this crazy lady? I have never heard of perimenopause. That is not, I've been in women's health for 30 years. That is not a thing. And then when I listened to her talk about all the other symptoms that, were not hot flashes and not night sweats, I was like, oh my gosh, really? Maybe I shouldn't have quit my job. Maybe not. But it took me a really long time. One question I have for you all is, so you remember us, right, most vividly when we were walking down the aisle towards you, and Aoife in a dress. So you definitely remember that because Aoife stresses. Did you ever think that one day I would have a menopausal woman? What did you ever think about menopause, and is it what you thought it was going to be once you realized my wife's going to turn into my mother one day?
Don't say that.
Actually, I love Dave's mom. It's fantastic.
So what do you guys think? Dave,
Christine,
did you ever?
It's funny. Do you mind if I answer that?
No, you can all answer it. I think it'd be funny to hear.
All right. If I don't answer what's in my head, it's going to be gone in like 30 seconds.
ADD, sorry. Maybe no medicine today.
Maybe a little less.
It's funny that you mentioned the mother thing, because the only menopause kind of type stuff I've ever heard of from Rebbecca, she said multiple times that her mom and her 3 aunts who raised her, so there's these 4 women in her life, all went through this early, I don't know if you called it menopause, but they all had some sort of hysterectomy, and they had
terrible perimenopause, I think is what it was.
But you'd say that even your mom, which your mom and I get along great, for the record, I love your mom, went through this like severely depressive state in her life where you had to put her on antidepressants, and like the family had to get together and tell her, like, Mom, please go on these antidepressants. So I had an inkling that something like that may happen at one point. But when you're walking down in that beautiful dress, and we went to the honeymoon, it was like blocked out, and no, that'll never happen to you because you're a doctor and you'll figure it out. And then it like snuck up on us, and I think it like fooled you and fooled me. And
and you didn't have, right, and his mom, isn't with us and hasn't been with us since he's been 15, so he didn't have a chance to experience any of that at home with your mom either.
Right. So it was more you talking about your mom. And the strong point for me that sat with me was, it was like a hereditary genetic thing, because you're like, all my aunts and my mom had hysterectomies in their 40s. You said it like multiple times, and my mom needed antidepressants early, and I'm like, wow, what's going on with your family? And when I met them, they're awesome, they're amazing.
What I just get myself into.
Yeah. And I just thought that you were kind of immune to that. And then all of a sudden it just like crept up one day, and it's like, you didn't want me touching you. You're like sweating. My hands all of a sudden are 1,000,000 degrees. And I'm like, And then
I'm leaving the house, driving away. I'm packing my bags.
Yeah, she's near divorced me. I don't know about you guys, but we've been nearly divorced like 30 times.
Sometimes you guys are bad.
I thought she was serious. I'm like, holy cow. Like, this is terrible. I never thought we'd go through a divorce. And then like the next day she's fine. Actually, like 30 minutes later, she's fine. We're married again. So yeah, so that's kind of how it's foreshadowed with the family and then totally snuck up after 10 years of marriage. So to answer,
what do you think, Dave?
Well, yeah, I mean, it was not crossing my mind in our courtship or during our wedding or even in the early years. I mean, I think my mom's still with us, thankfully, but I left our home at 18 and she, I'm the oldest of our family, so I didn't see anything kind of upfront. Kind of growing up in Ireland, everything is kind of pushed down. It's like, do not talk about these things. Do not talk about anything sexual. Do not talk about anything emotional. And then even going through med school, like we didn't learn any of that, right? In med school 25 years ago. So I had no kind of reference point for it apart from, women will go through the change at some point. And I didn't know what that meant kind of physically, emotionally. But it was definitely not on the radar for the early years of our marriage, for sure.
How about you, Drew?
So, well, my mom's crazy. So I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, my mom had all kinds of issues growing up, but an abusive father, this and that. Like my parents were divorced, living together. So yeah. So I don't know if it was like the change that brought, all that stuff to light or what, but
When she left your dad for the biker?
yeah, when she left my dad
Right.
for Hell's Angels guy, basically. So yeah, that was interesting. But then, I graduated high school, joined the military. And so, I had interaction with my mom, but, my mom's still kind of crazy. So, and, I've met obviously her mom. And then on top of her mom, I also got a stepmom. So that was always interesting as well, because I got along well with their stepmom, and it took me and Mary a while to kind of hash out stuff, because for I don't know, maybe like our first 10 years I was just boy, you better do this, and boy, and just like I have a name.
It was all the silent menopause.
You don't think of it, right? When you're young dating, you're just thinking, wow. And then you get married, and then that's a chore in itself some days.
Yeah.
And you lie in bed secretly plotting, like, how could I pack up my truck and get out of here? You know what I mean? After 31 years, I guess I don't have to plot that anymore. It's just like,
You're stuck with her.
yeah, it's just like, what is it? Outlive, whatever. Right?
Outlive, outlast.
Yeah.
That's our motto. Outlive, outlast.
I know. Yeah.
Thank God for medicine, because I have some health issues and the medicine's making me go. So we'll see what happens. We'll see how this all shakes out. We both got labs done. We're comparing who's got what, and so
that's what we do as we age. We compare labs, and then we compare moles, and
well, yeah, it's
talk
funny.
about our bowels.
Whose testosterone
funny.
is lower?
Yeah, right.
Definitely ours.
It's funny, and I mean, I don't know how old you guys are. I just turned 56, and so for guys, I mean, when you turn 50, like as soon as I turned 50, it's like I started losing who people were.
Yeah.
And now that I'm over 55 and I can't remember shit, So I don't know. Maybe we have our own thing. Power to the men.
Hey, Drew, I'm not sure after hearing that I'm 100% confident you'll make it till the end of this podcast, but
Yeah. Tell my story.
yeah.
It's
Remember
okay
Drew.
when the doctors always ask you an appointment, are you safe at home? And we were in the military, and I would tell them, you know who my wife is. You know I'm not safe.
She's a trained military
She's
assassin.
a trained killer.
That's my story.
That's it.
what I'm
That's
sticking
probably
to.
good.
Do you guys think that like being a partner, and then also you're constantly hearing us talk about menopause, you're hearing about other women's story, you're also a partner of 3 perimenopausal, although Christina at some point's got to hit menopause, but nope, she's still perimenopausal. 3 perimenopausal women. Has it shaped your guys' kind of empathy and patience with both your spouses and other women going through it, or family members who did go through it? Maybe you didn't know it until now.
Yeah, I can take that one. I mean, I think for sure it's become a much more normal conversation, right? It's not as taboo at all. He works from home, so there's a lot of conversations at the dinner table, and our daughters, who are teenagers, hear this all the time, to the point that they're rolling their eyes, and any problem that comes up, they say, "Is it menopause? Is it menopause?"
Yes.
No matter who it's involving, like some teenage boy, it must be menopause,
That's
So, I think that's good that it's kind of normalized that way. And it definitely brings that to your mind in other facets of your life, right? From patients that I see, even colleagues that I work with, kind of going through these things or talking about physical things or emotional things, kind of the perimenopause bubbles to the top of my brain, where it used to be nowhere on the list. So I think that has been super helpful, but I'm not an expert by any means. And I still hesitate to push any sort of agenda, except, hey, maybe you should talk to my wife. That might be a good idea for you.
Want the Dusty Muffins at your next event? We do panels, live podcasts, and talks that bring the heat, literally. Corporate, CME, or retreats, we've got you. So hit us up at thedustymuffins333@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram at thedustymuffins. How about you, Drew?
That's all you heard, right? Like, she's going through the change back when you were younger, listening to my aunts. And funny enough, I mean, I do have two aunts that are, one's in her 90s and one's in her late 80s. And one actually took
Hormone therapy.
She's not losing her mind as fast as the sister, my other aunt, who has dementia and whatever else. So I guess looking back at that, it's kind of interesting. And now you notice you can't look at a commercial now without them talking about menopause now. There's a ton of menopause commercials. So I guess, in a way, it's kind of surfaced and it's come to light as, as a country, as our population starts to age, right? So, yeah, it's kind of interesting now that you see all that. So I guess it kind of brings the dark to the light.
Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, no doubt. I think that the three of you, because I listen to the three of you often, specializing in this menopause space, it's almost, I feel it's a relationship saver, if not for me, then for any couple or any guy. I just tell myself now, when something's not going right, the first thing I say is, it's not her fault. I need to give her time. She's not like, for instance, if the propane runs out or the hot water tank isn't working, like it used to be like
or we're on a well and we run out of water.
All of those things have been almost like an immediate divorce conversation. And I'm like, now I just take a deep breath and say, and she's like losing her mind, wigging. I'm just like, it's not her fault. She's dealing with something, and I'm going to give her patience. And I think like if we can like teach that to other couples, other, marriages, other husbands, I think there can be a huge save in, relationships, and divorce rates going to go down. I want all those divorce attorneys to lose their jobs, by the way. I think they make way too much money. They charge too much. And I think they don't even like their jobs. So that's my goal for you three ladies, to help the divorce rate go down.
That was the question I was going to ask. You just answered it, Aaron. Does knowing the science behind what's going on help a little bit?
Yeah, 100%. Like, I'm not quick to judge. I used to be like Drew and be like, I'm packing my truck. I'm out of here. I can't deal with it anymore. I don't know where I'm going to go, but I'm just going to go. And now I'm like, take a deep breath, give her literally 30 minutes. And as Christine would say, another patch on her ass, and we're good to go. We're back to like, I got my wife back again.
It is touch and go. And
it can. And we feel it, right? Yeah. Sometimes we feel that. It's hard.
It is hard. And I think the worst part is, at least for me, is the waking up in the middle of the night over and over and over again, or waking up and then I can't fall back asleep. And then my resiliency is shot on when I cannot sleep. There's such different periods of time where you're humming along and everything's fine. And then all of a sudden it feels like someone pulled the rug out underneath you and you're not sleeping again. And I'm like, okay, there's only so much more medicine I can take. But I will tell you, I got my FSH back this weekend and it's a 36. So I'm on my way at 54. So I think we're finally turning the corner and I'm sleeping again. Well, I think
that makes sense.
and estrogen has come down and testosterone has gone up, and so things are better. But I think for me, I mean, it's really, we were laughing about it yesterday, and he's like, well, you're kind of moody now. And I'm like, I am? I thought I'd been as sweet as pie. And he's like, no, you're really moody. And so a lot of that's tied to that sleep and that anxiety. I have anxiety sometimes about even just shutting my eyes because I'm like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I'm going to be up in an hour.
We can all tell, because we all are talking pretty much every day, and we can all tell when we're up, we're down, we're all around, when something's not. And why we don't come straight out sometimes to just be like, what the hell's going on? Are you okay? Are you in a loop cycle? Are you more estrogen?
Did you skip a dose?
Yes. Yes. That is exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I always think, like, you know, there's also the normal ups and downs stresses of life, right? So,
Yes.
you know, you can
On top of it, right?
control it to some extent, but there's going to be things that kind of loop in, business things or work things or kid things, you know, that you being on the right hormones, great, but you're still going to have that variability. And, you know, I think that's sometimes we assume too much that, oh, it must be the estrogen, let's get another patch on. But it's actually, no, that's just a tough day. And, you know, that'll settle on its own the way it always used to.
Right. And I think our ability to react to that, whereas maybe 5 years ago, we would have been able to tolerate those changes better, I think is what I noticed with myself anyway. Okay, those stressors are stressors maybe we have always had, but my ability to control my own emotions through those stressors has changed a little bit. And I think that correlates, like Christine was saying, if we're not getting sleep. I mean, I think we've all talked, I don't think I've slept correct in at least 5 years. And so when we think about that and how that affects someone over time, we know that is directly related to your health span, your longevity span. And so we also get in our own heads about, oh my gosh, we can't go to sleep, our cortisol's high. We know that is related to cardiovascular disease and those types of things. We then get in our own head and get anxious about that kind of stuff too, trying to keep healthy. Just like Dave was saying, there's those daily things, but I think our resiliency to being able to tolerate those changes, sometimes it can be difficult when we're not as stable as we could be.
And I was laughing, Rebbecca, because I was listening to your Founders series about what you said about your counters. And I have white counters. And on days that I am feeling really moody, I mean, I can find 1,000 things that I can trace his breakfast steps, and I'm getting more aggravated and he's not there. Too. And you said something about the creatine on the counter is just a teaspoon. Say what you said, but it's really sandcastles.
The perception. So what I see, just like you, is it might be a 1/8 of a teaspoon of creatine left on the counter, but I see a sand dune on the counter. Right. And I'm just like, oh my God.
I think you said the Sahara Desert.
The Sahara Desert is on the counter. Yeah. I said the Sahara Desert is on the counter. Yes. Because that is a like that's where we go. That's where we go. Right.
It's a mental rage when we are acting about as fool as can be, and we know it, but we might as well just own it like a boss because I've already yelled at you for it.
Yeah, exactly. It is like our 8-year-old, 5-year-old temper tantrum, just like you guys have your mano tantrums for sure. It's the same type of thing. And right, where you're just like, whether it is we've gone a week without sex or something like that, that's when you get your mano tantrums. We just have them, maybe a little bit more frequent. Yeah.
Well, Dave, I tell Aoife all the time that out of the three of us, Aoife is the nicest. She is the nicest, the kindest. Rebbecca and I, not so much.
Girls, you are lovely people and lovely and kind and caring. I know what you're talking
way
about.
Nicer than all.
It is the way.
For the record, I agree, Christine. I agree. For the record, is somebody recording this? Okay, good.
Yeah, is she hurting you, Dave? Is she hurting you?
I know. We're both like, well, if you would just talk a little differently like Aoife does.
Where is that? Where's Aoife's arm? Is it?
That's right.
Her hand on his knees, pinching his leg.
Dave, blink twice if you're safe, right?
Is Aoife as ridiculous, Dave, or is she not? Or is she as I picture her?
Oh, she's great. She is always diffusing. She's taken on a lot more than she should, I think, in kind of our kids and work and like people asking her to do other projects. I always tell her, she tells me as well, but I always tell her, you got to kind of dial it back. You need a little bit of you time, need a little bit of relaxed time.
Yep. Use that no card.
She's generous to a fault, I would say. But I don't know. You guys seem nice. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Aaron and Drew will have a different podcast and talk about it, but you guys seem pretty nice as well.
Oh my goodness.
So wait, I got
Dave,
a
Dave, you don't have to sleep. You don't have to live with them and sleep with her. Right.
I'm gonna go off
Next
script. So how do you guys sleep? All right, because there's nights where I'm freezing. It's an ice box in my room. Then it gets really hot, and like I'm trying to I'm not a good sleeper at all. I've never been a good sleeper, but it's just I wake up, I'm like, good God, I'm like freezing, and then it's like, and I look at her, and she's like buried under the blankets, and then all of a sudden I'll wake up, or and then I usually sleep with my iPad because I need background noise, and then I hear the fan go on, and I'm like, for sakes, man, like I gotta get up at 4:10. I can't be doing this. Like I gotta work. And so so what do you guys do? Do you guys go through this?
Luckily, I sleep. Yeah, I sleep like a rock, Andrew. So none of this affects me. But when Rebecca, just continue.
We do hear about your snoring.
Yeah, really? That's shocking.
God.
Shocking. When Rebecca was talking about she hasn't had a good night's sleep in 5 years, she's had 5 good night sleeps. Those are the 5 nights I spent on the couch.
No, I think I'm similar to Aaron. I sleep pretty well in general. Although I get a lot of feedback from Aoife on how I'm sleeping. Because she seems to be awake all the time. Like, last night you were doing this. Last night you were doing that. And we've gone through a lot of bedding adjustments, right? I've got a new pillow. I've got a new pillowcase. I've got a new sheet. I've got this other new sheet. And I'm fine. I don't get too hot or cold. I do remember early in our marriage, she would be freezing all the time as a younger person. And I would often be in bed first. I'm kind of a early morning, and she's more of a late night. But she would get in, and she'd be freezing, and she'd like stick her feet on my legs. I mean, oh my! So my interrupted sleep stuff was much earlier, and it's been totally fine recently. I don't know why.
Dave, can Aoife pinch your leg with her toes like Becca can? Like vice grips, her toes are like cold vice grip.
I did that too.
Right
to
on
get
your
him
leg?
to stop snoring.
Yeah.
I have never done that. No, but Dave thinks he sleeps well, but actually, as I lie awake there, it's like jumping around the place. And
is he twitchy?
Like he's awake.
Like twitches?
More like trying to get comfortable. And then, and you seem to wake up an awful lot, I think, but you don't remember it.
I don't recall.
Good, I suppose.
Aaron's the type that he just falls asleep. Like he falls asleep, and I'm plotting. I'm like, how does he do that? How all of a sudden I think we're talking, and then he's twitching.
And I'm a conversation next
I didn't know I'm just not faking. I don't want to listen.
It's quick.
That could be true.
What you say, Drew?
She does the same thing. We're talking. Next thing I know, like, well, that's it.
I've shared a room with her.
Yeah.
She knows.
We got that in common, Christine. I like that. I don't know how it doesn't happen when we're driving.
That's because I'm always driving, so we stay alive.
That's
I
true.
hate driving.
I don't like to drive either. I fall asleep.
Tell him. That's one of the reasons she says she got married.
You have your license? I didn't know you had your license.
Oh.
I just thought you have that's your computer station in the passenger seat.
It's great. I get a lot of work done.
That's like dustymuffins.com in the passenger seat of our car.
Yes, I know. Every time we take 2 cars, we go to the coast a lot. And every time we have to take 2 cars, I'm like, damn it, that's like an hour and 40 minutes work I could have watched.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, that is good.
I never volunteer.
Spent.
I'll drive. Go ahead. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when
Get
you're
out.
driving, like you can't listen to music because then she's on the phone. She's getting phone
100%.
calls.
No
And I'm
music.
like, I'm the one that's going to
gotta have
kill us
AirPods.
all, right? I'm
You're
the
right.
one that's going to fall asleep and kill us all. So
Or
That's
there's a
what you learn
podcast
about
on.
menopause.
yeah, but I've learned about menopause that way. So I'm grateful.
That's right. The podcasts
you
are
are.
on, but he listens to it at 1.0. And so to me, they all sound like, I'm like, I can't.
You talk fast enough at 1.0. I can't understand what you're saying.
I know. I tried to listen to things at 1.5. My brain can't pick it up. I'm like, I don't know what just happened.
Me neither. Even at normal speed, I have to rewind every 10 seconds. And then by the
Sometimes I
time the 10
rewind.
seconds have caught up, I have to go back the 10 seconds again because I realized I wasn't listening.
Well, mine was just my brain goes somewhere else. I'll start thinking about the groceries or dinner. And then, gosh, dang it. 30 seconds is gone.
That's exactly it.
I got to start up. But it goes by fast,
Here's one for the guys.
Yeah.
If we have listeners who have asked their partners to listen to this today or are listening to it together, do you have any advice for them? Things that would be helpful, tips, things that might save them a few years of wondering if their marriage is going to fall apart and why? I'll volunteer Dave first.
I mean, I think, listening is key, right? And understanding that you're listening and being supportive, but you're not there to fix a problem, right? Necessarily. We're not, I see when Aoife is having these symptoms that flare, she's not looking for me to go and fix them, but she's just looking for that support and to be there. And I think that's what, I have had occasional conversations with other men in our age group, and men don't talk in a lot of detail, at least in my experience, but they mention things occasionally. And that's the advice I would give. Just listen, this is probably not what you think it is. This is probably not foundationally risky to your marriage, but you've got to be there for her. And you've just got to be aware that this is a process. And if she's looking for help, then look in the places that she should look, not for you to fix every problem that comes up. It's not just the water has run out. It's not just that the boiler's not working. This is a kind of a bigger issue. So I think that's what I tell some of my friends, that this is not you. This is something that she may need help with. That's a medical thing in a way, but not maybe the medical thing you think it is.
Well, when you're speaking about sports, you can speak in great detail.
That's true. Movie quotes and sports. Yeah,
Yes.
we talk a lot and a lot of detail. But those are important things, obviously.
Obviously. That must be part of that chromosome y'all have.
It is. That is definitely a Y chromosome. I say that all the time. I'm like, how do you not remember to wash off the counter, but you can tell me who played this game in 1981 and, the
Crazy.
fourth, whatever.
Or memorizing the deers.
All the deer, all the buck on the trail.
She says it all the time. How do you remember what buck his head is on a trail cam?
But you forgot to pick up our kid after school. True story, by the way.
I have also forgotten to pick up our kid after school.
That's
a few times.
Priorities.
But you're a menopausal woman. You get a pass.
That's right. How
to answer that question, I would tell, and please don't take this the wrong way, but I would tell husbands and other men, just
don't get married.
Yeah, no, I'll go with husbands that are already married. I would say, listen, it's not you. It's not you. It's not your fault, because I noticed with intimacy, or just like touch, feel, like she'll literally be laying in bed at night and I'll just put my hand on her leg and she'll grab my hand and like push it away. The first like 20, 30 years of my dating life, that meant like, she's not into me. Like, move on. Like, you got the wrong girl. You just have to like give them patience.
He's so hot.
Just understand it's not us. Don't take it personal. Give them a minute and then she'll come around. It actually makes it more of a chase again. She says no more than she says yes. So now it's like a chase all over again. Like I'm in high school again.
Testosterone doesn't work on me like it does on Christine.
So that would be my advice. Yeah.
Sex night.
I know. Get off. Go on, dogs. Get out of here.
Dogs jump off the bed. They know.
They have the pump. Take the pump.
No, mine is fleeting. It'll be like at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon. And I'm like, well, I'm at work. That sucks. And then it's gone.
What about you, Andrew? Yeah, advice?
Look at Christine's face. She's like, you better fucking say the right thing.
That's
or
right. That's right. The knife is over here.
Will outlast. It's all good.
Is your truck packed, Andrew?
That's right. I got a go bag. Don't worry.
All right, good.
He does all the cooking. I'd be in world of hurt if I left. I wouldn't eat.
Yeah.
We've heard about your cooking.
Yeah. I guess to piggyback on what Aaron said, right? It's not you, it's them.
Feeling off in midlife? I'm Dr. Rebbecca Hertel, and I offer concierge telemedicine across multiple states focused on hormones, weight, libido, and sleep, and longevity. Let's get you thriving. So visit www.osteopathicmidlifehealth.com.
I know, that was bad, but it's true.
Yeah, no.
You tell
right.
yourself that, lads. You tell yourself that.
Sometimes
I'm
it is you guys.
I'm just like, it's okay. He's got a
Yes,
disease.
yes.
Okay, right?
It's not a
Pass,
disease.
Namaste.
This too shall pass.
That's
He will
right.
die someday.
Do you think?
She will like us once again. I don't know what it'll be.
That's right. Victory will
Like
be
a-
mine.
A lab wagging your tail, waiting.
But don't you think that sometimes our toleration of bullshit, though, just goes down as we age in general, probably male and female? And I think that's a
the
part
problem.
of it, too.
That's the
right? Like
problem.
we're just like, listen, we're not taking care of you like children anymore. And part of it's our fault because maybe, and you and I have had this conversation. I'm like, you know what? It is my fault. Like I took care of all the kids and you in this way for however many years. And now all of a sudden I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. And you all are like, what? Like, I think
bro, I just want
to
put my hand on your leg. I don't need you to like build me a house.
But I think there is some of that because even our kids are just like, mom's not doing this stuff anymore.
Take a deep breath. You can even like be podcasting. You know what I mean? You can be. That's what
you just
like,
lose your tolerance. You lose that tolerance you used to have any fuckery whatsoever.
Yes.
Anyone. I'm talking like life-wise.
Yeah.
Just lose that tolerance. You just can't tolerate it anymore. It can't tolerate stupidity, slowness.
Yeah.
And that's all I brought to the relationship. So I'm in real trouble.
I think. All right. Well, here's your opportunity. Now, this one y'all better answer right. The thing I admire most about my wife in midlife is. We're going to start with you because I'm going to give you time to copy off of anybody.
Drew, help us out.
Drew's just going to go, well, I'm going to piggyback off what Dave and Aaron said there.
What was the question?
What would you admire most about your wife in midlife?
How are you going to decide which one, Drew?
Talk about buying time.
I don't even know where to begin, right?
Oh, good one, Drew.
No, I don't know. She's still the same caring person that she's always been. She's still the woman that I married, right?
You know I'm here, right?
Yeah. Help. No. She's still the same person that I married. And it's interesting as you grow older. I mean, we all change. I know I've changed and I'm better, I think. But anyway, we've all changed. And marriage is probably like one of the hardest things you'll ever do because no day is the same. Every day is different. And as you get older, I mean, they change, we change. So you still have to find that happy median. I have to give up things that I want to do things she wants to do, vice versa. And you still have to be able to meet in the middle and be able to go to bed at night and again, still be happy and, not plot your way out. So yeah, I mean, she's still to me the same beautiful person that I married. And
after 6 weeks.
Yeah, we only dated for 6 weeks. So. And
wow.
we were barely together that 6-week period because
hence the truck paxing.
That first year, man, was brutal. So we both go through changes. I mean, it's obviously guys change, so it's like I said, you just have to keep working at it and you still have to bend to give and to take, all that good stuff. So
all right.
I have two things. Number one is I admire in midlife how hard Rebbecca works. I mean, it's like she has like 12 jobs and 12 kids and 12 dogs living in this house. And she's just resilient and keeps going. I'll be like falling asleep at night and she's up on her computer, can't even hold her head up anymore. Her neck hurts and she's got pillows behind her head and she's still working. And I'm like, I don't know. You must really love this. You must really love what you do because it's definitely not for the money and no amount of monetary reward is worth the amount of work that you put in. So you just must flat out love it. So, I really admire that. And number two, I admire how you always have my back no matter what. Like, so she'll want to claw my aisles out 1 minute for something I did wrong. But even with that frustrations with me and my snoring and not being able to sleep and all that stuff, she always has my back when if something is going wrong in my life, she's always there to like claw the rest of the world out to protect me or our family. So that's it. Thank you for that. Sorry. Sorry, Andrew.
Awesome.
I had to throw fishy.
Hi, Bar, Dave. Hi, Bar. You better fucking get this right.
So, Aaron, can you just repeat that in a sort of Irish accent, please? No. So, I mean, I would echo a little bit of that. That resilience has been really amazing. I think the struggle physically, emotionally, as she kind of went through this process and then being able to lean in and kind of own that and kind of own her way to fix it herself. That's been great. And then I think just the ability to pivot kind of mid-career and say, this is not my passion project. I'm reigniting my medical career. This is what makes sense to me. I see an avenue to help people and I'm just going to run with it. And like you said, Aaron, it's like 24/7. I'm running with it. And it's Dusty Muffins and it's my clinic and it's all the friends who are Instagramming her with questions. And then it's all these talks that she's asked to give, just being able to say, this is going to be kind of next step in my career. And even though kind of I've done a half a life in medicine, I'm just going to keep doing that. But it's not to the detriment of us, right? So she's still super engaged with the kids. She's still super engaged with me, kind of our success as a family. And that's just been amazing to watch, having seen her struggle for a number of years, kind of as this process was started. So,
sure. Well said. Nice comeback, Dave.
So
you did it. You survived. I don't know how that whip is on your leg right now.
That's right. Right. So I think that, we reflect on the importance of having supportive partners and advocates who normalize men being a part of the menopause conversation and perimenopause conversation, spouses, it's a whole family. It isn't just, our story. It's shared with the people that we love. And when men and our family understand, and everyone thrives, our whole family thrives. And so not just our spouses and partners, but our children as well. And so thanks, you guys. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
You were amazing.
We're super proud of all you guys. So I'm glad you feel supported. That's huge for us.
Awesome. All right. We will see you all next time. And make sure that you subscribe, leave a review, and follow us on all of our platforms.